And we are technically supposed to be, I think, live at this moment. Yeah.
Supposed to be.
So,
oh man. Fuck.
there's going to be so much to talk about tonight.
You hit live and then I start rubbing my eyes. So fucking old.
It's like, oh, we're starting? Oh, I'm so fucking tired.
No. That's so good.
If anyone out there watching this has not hit 30 yet, and you don't believe all the things that people will tell you about turning 30, it's true.
Yeah. Like, stuff hurts. You like to sleep way like, you probably already liked to sleep, but now it's necessary.
I was gonna say, you definitely always like to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, I like sleeping. Now I need to sleep.
Always been the opposite. I've always not, I mean, I like sleep, but I just don't get myself sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure you can tell from experience as well. There's not so much of that, fuck it, I'll sleep on the weekend stuff anymore. It's like, nah, I gotta sleep. Because no matter what I do, I won't be able to function sometimes.
All those nights of like 4 hours, like 3.5, 4 hours sleep after a bar night and food.
Yeah. Go to work
Never
the next
again.
day, just a little sleepy. Like, yeah, I'm sleepy, but I'm fine. Now, if I did that, I'm probably in the bathroom throwing up and gonna call off. But yeah, so I worked like 3 out of the 9 hours that I was supposed to do today.
And then I died.
Uh-huh. Death.
Oh, there's something I usually do before starting the show, and I didn't do it, so hopefully I don't sound super stuffy by the end of this, and then hopefully not dying.
Yeah. I don't know. It was the cats that did it for me, so watch out for those cats.
A lot of times if I'm in here and like I'm watching Netflix or Disney Plus using like this and the not 4K but 2K monitor, she'll come up and just lay in my lap, like use the armrest as a headrest and just lay here. She was trying to do it like with 20 minutes left of Dynamite, and I was like, now is not the time, damn it.
Also,
She's getting real lovey in her older age. By that I mean towards me, not necessarily everybody else.
I was gonna say, like, because me, she was like, nah, I don't remember you. Fuck that. Don't come near me.
Like, even for other family members, it's like, only when you're sitting in that chair and I know I can climb and lay on you. But anywhere else in the house, they'll be like, nope, don't touch me.
Yeah, that's an interesting cat.
It's alright.
So,
I can't get Zoe. She loves Craig, but she won't come around me like that. So disappointed. Milo gives no fucks.
and they say Milo loves Milo loves love, so
Milo is like a fucking baby puppy dog, like just like, yep, yeah. Attention, all the attention, rub my belly. Literally will flop on its back, belly up, and say, rub my belly like a dog. And usually you touch a cat's belly and you're gonna get bit, scratched.
Yeah, nope. Milo's like, hell yeah. I love that.
I put the shit out of him. He is, and the worst part is he's bigger than a number of your small breed of dogs too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big boy.
Love that big old doofus. Really not the brightest, and also the biggest, the easiest to scare. As soon as any sign of like a thunderstorm's coming, he is tucking tail and diving underneath like my bed or going downstairs or something.
Yeah. Hey, he can't take no chances.
So he'll be up in the window watching outside up until it's like super loud thunder.
Oh. Yeah, Sully, she don't give a fuck though. It's whatever. Sully says fuck it.
I go open that door again, you will have a stream of cat butt in your face probably.
Yeah, no. I don't want it.
Moving on from cat taint.
Yeah, cats.
It's a... I actually almost just completely said that wrong.
Blah, 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 blah. All right.
It was
start with.
It's almost like I was trying to go Mario.
Diarrhea.
It's almost like I was trying to pull a Mario or Luigi because I was like, it's a Wednesday night.
It's a diarrhea from the mouth.
It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. There is another episode of AEW Dynamite with a stacked card.
Bro. Like me.
My name's just saying, that guy over there.
Stacked range of motions.
And we are, it's up that way. Top rope Tokes. We're here to talk about wrestling. Now,
how stacked this card was.
I mean, should we take a minute to address the strong rumors and the craziness going on in the world of wrestling in general?
Yeah, gotta.
Vince McMahon doing a hostile takeover of his own company.
Vince is back.
Forcing his way in.
He did not want out of his own company. I mean, I get it, but
now,
I don't know.
It seems like the original story kind of coming out was that he's pushing to be a part of, like, either to sell the company or at least the next TV right deals. He wants to be there to negotiate those. But
right.
I don't know. So much craziness.
I don't know. Yeah, when Stephanie just dipped with a quickness, I was like, like behind scenes, this is probably not going the way that they're telling us.
So there's a couple things about that, because this morning,
I mean, yeah,
and even late last night, they were talking about how there's like a deal already done to sell to the Saudi Public Investment Fund, I think it was called. And now that would, and this is just trying to connect dots that aren't even necessarily there. Saudi government, Prince, all them don't like women, or they don't, I don't want to say they don't like women, but obviously treat them massively different. Women didn't even appear on the WWE shows for a while. Then they had to wear super, super baggy clothes and different stuff like that. So if he was trying to sell to a Saudi, maybe they would look at, like, we can't do business on that level with a woman either. Or is she just not wanting to be on opposing sides from her own dad?
I think that's what it was, is that I think Stephanie did not want to have to go against her dad again, like knowing that he probably is going to win. Whatever he wants, he's going to get it.
because like when everyone starts coming out this about the whole Saudi government thing, it was complete rumors. It hasn't really been denied,
Yeah,
but nothing's really been
but
cement.
nothing concrete. Yeah.
Like there's little things like Bavado, the betting book. They took odds on who was gonna buy WWE, and then they decided to close those betting odds. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think it is going a whole lot differently behind the scenes than what information we're getting out of it. Um, but I think that we're probably going to get some strong news about that
It has
in
to
the
be
coming
soon, right?
weeks. Yeah. It'll be really soon, I think. There's no way it wouldn't be.
Because it was only in December that Vince announced his intentions on coming back.
Right.
So within a matter of weeks, he announced his intentions. He came back. Stephanie left. I feel
Yeah.
like whatever the end goal is, I think he
I'm
had
gonna
already
say that's a
had
lot.
that planned.
It's a whole lot for 1 month.
Like whatever the end goal is, those wheels were already in motion. I don't think it's gonna take long.
No. I really hope that he knows that him being head of creative isn't good for the company.
Yeah,
Because as much as like he has a huge ego, he's a money guy, and he's got to know that him being on creative is bad.
like just don't push your way back to that, but also if you are a money guy and the branding, the marketing, like that aspect of things, you're gonna have some say in creative because you're gonna be involved in like who's the star of the company.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
beyond
I mean,
that,
he's
no.
always going to have, yeah, he's always going to be like, oh, yeah, well, this is what I think. But the ultimate say so needs to still be on Triple H. Because I've watched a couple WWE shows since he's been on there, and they are getting better. Like their shows are a lot better.
So one of the big things about that though is WrestleMania is coming up. I mean, not immediately, but far enough away that all this can impact it. You look at some of the stars and stuff that come back. Do they come back the same way if it's not Vince? Like some of them are, so close to Vince. I don't know if they come back the same way as Triple H. So there's things like that I could see him be like, hey, I can get this guy back here for WrestleMania, but you got to come up with a good story.
That's okay with me. But as long as he has no say so, like no like actual say so, like yeah, he's gonna have his opinions that he's gonna be throwing out to people everywhere. But as long as he has no decision making power and creative, they'll be fine.
Kind of almost like these big universe movies. It's like you have the big overarching vision that someone can give you, but actually telling the story is going to come down to Triple H.
Yeah, like the real loser here is unfortunately about to be Stephanie. Because I mean, she still don't have her money, but
Now,
I feel her. I would have left too.
now the interesting thing is she had talked about it in her resignation letter that she had stepped away for a leave of absence before. Now she's going to continue it. Her leave of absence before was right before like the investigation into Vince. So did she already want to be out, or is it just all because of her dad?
That's true. I think he definitely if he wasn't the main reason, he tipped her over the edge for sure. Just how fast her decision to leave came in was that was swift. Good God. She was like, I'm out. Dad's back. Fuck that.
So I have no idea what to expect from it. It'll be kind of interesting. I mean, there's no way we get to the end of January without a bombshell dropping. It has to be before the end of January, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah, within a couple weeks.
Because, yeah, that's 3 weeks, and I feel like that's even pushing it.
Because how fast everything else has happened. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of decision that we know about that comes out soon about some things.
I wouldn't be surprised if over the weekend or before we start to get more like rumors that seem of substance, and then something kind of, I don't want to say locked in as like an announced or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of next week we know the next big thing.
Brock Lesnar.
Watch him show up. I don't even know if he's on episodes on a regular basis still right now, but watch him show up now. Actually, that'd be a great example to the whole like Royal Rumble and WrestleMania stars coming back is when Vince originally left, Brock was like, fuck this, I'm out too.
Yeah. Well, he was like, Vince is my dog, man. That asshole made me money.
A lot.
Stupid money. And I barely had to wrestle. I mean, he's had some good matches, but every once in a while, that's about it. Like, what doesn't he only wrestle like once every few months or something like that now?
If and when he's around, because he'll disappear for like 9 months.
Yeah. Because it's pretty dope.
Then it might
say, nah, fuck it, I'm gone for a while.
And then even then it might like over a course of 3 months he might have like 4 matches, like 1 on TV and at each of the pay-per-views, and that would be an active version of Brock Lesnar.
I mean, AEW has their own Brock Lesnar. Or, well, their own guy that never wrestles.
Hey, at least he's on... No, can't even say that. I was going to say he's on TV every week, but that's not always the case.
He's on, like... He's usually on every other week.
At, like, the absolute worst, yeah. I feel like he's still there, like, at least 70% of the shows.
Yeah. Yeah, like, if he misses 1 week, you can almost guarantee he's going to be at the next one.
Yeah, it's probably like 50-50 being at the show, and then on the weeks that he isn't on, he might have a video or something.
Yeah. But, hey, that's what everybody's... That's probably the dream for a wrestler. Or, well, wrestlers that don't want to be wrestling a lot. Like, that would probably be miserable for someone like Moxley. They'd be like, I only get to wrestle every few months. This is bullshit. I need to bleed every week.
We got so close to Mox not bleeding this week. Might as well just jump into that because it's the opening of the show, too.
Yeah, Mox needs to bleed. It's a thing. He's addicted to bleeding.
It's funny, we're sitting there and we didn't necessarily know it at this point, but we're 90% through the match. And you're like, wait, Mox hasn't bled yet.
Yeah. It was starting to feel like we were getting to a climax, and Moxley was still white-faced. Like, his face is usually completely red, by the last third of the match.
But
As a matter of fact, no, his face is always red by the last third of the match.
so I will say the story of this match, and makes all the sense in the world, was basically who can knock each other's head off with the lariat first.
Yep. That's what they were trying to do.
Lots and lots of lariats. But early on, like way too early to know that this match, no way it was going to be over. Hangman goes for a buckshot. It's ducked, and Mox hits a Death Rider. But Hangman kicks out, and crowd goes wild.
Tight.
Yeah. I don't know.
This was a really good match, man.
I don't know how, and I don't know why, but like Mox has been on a crazy run where he's been super over, right?
Yeah.
Hangman can be very just white meat babyface. I don't want to say bland because he has a character to him, but he doesn't necessarily have too much of an edge. It shows why he was the main story for like the first year of AEW, because as over as Mox was, he couldn't compete.
Yeah. I mean, I love Hangman's character, but recently I haven't been enjoying anything that they've been really doing with him. I don't know. I feel like this whole thing that he just kept giving the same promo over and over.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, all right, we get it. You were concussed. It sucked.
But we, like, knowing what we know in terms of just how wrestling works, he wouldn't have been doing those fights if he wasn't cleared. They could have, if they wanted to save this match for this week, they really could have just started that whole back and forth with them like a week or two later.
Yep. They sure could have. Yeah, I feel like they drew it out a little bit too long, but good match. And it's unfortunate it was on this card because it was like the third best match.
And it definitely, kicking off the show, I mean, makes all the sense in the world. It was big time.
Mm-hmm.
There's big cowboy shit chants, and this is kind of why I was talking about the crowds. And Mox flips him off and gets booed hard.
Yeah, Mox just needs to go ahead and go full heel.
Needs to take that goddamn vacation.
Yeah, that too. Take your vacation, Mox. Enjoy yourself, bud. Because I said it before, if somebody says they need a vacation, they need that vacation like a year ago.
And you want to know what's funny? Remember when that was? That was early summer.
Yep.
And crazy thing is, or was that the first time Punk got injured that he said that? It wasn't All Out. It was after the first time, right?
It was All Out.
Okay, because I was trying to
it was after the Fallout. Because he was like, after he lost the belt, he was planning on taking a vacation, and then, you know, CM Punk decided to be an asshole, and he had to come back before he got his vacation.
So like now his wife works for the company. Like it would make a lot more sense, and I'd feel bad if he lost his vacation when his wife wasn't working for the company and also traveling on the road.
Yeah.
Maybe like go home to her. You guys can do whatever together. Travel.
Yeah.
But hey, they have enough interviewers and announcers and talking segments. I think they'll be fine without Renee for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, let my guy get his vacation. I am a firm believer in taking your PTO.
But one of the big reasons we're talking about that is because Hangman wins with the buckshot lariat, but it's what happens after the bell
Mm-hmm.
that kind of signifies vacation.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think he's gonna get his vacation because they were playing up that Mox got a concussion after the match. So a concussion for a concussion.
I think they even, like, once they started like talking to him and they zoomed in, he started asking a question like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
So if you treat anything like Hangman's, you can give him a couple months off and it's totally makes sense.
Yeah. There we go. Mox get his vacation. And then he can, I don't know. I wonder what a Moxley vacation looks like. Like, I need someone to interview Moxley out of character. Like, hey, what does John Moxley do on vacation? Because I'm very curious.
Sometimes when people try to interview him as a person that hasn't gone super smooth, but I have no idea what like his hobbies are. He probably now it would probably be centered on his child.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, he's a father. So there you go. Be with your kid.
This is how I actually wanted to kick off our show tonight. It's an episode of AEW Dynamite, and for the first time in about 6 fucking months, it was all about the boom. Adam Cole is back. So happy.
Cole, baby.
No, I still think part of the setup for this was very awkward because the whole story, since literally since the day Adam Cole showed up in AEW, was that he never liked Tony Schiavone or how close he is with Britt. But Tony Schiavone's in the ring talking about how it's such an honor and pleasure to bring him on out. Like, he's so happy. So I get it. You drop the character, you're happy that he's there. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, I kind of wish they would have kept that going.
You win some, you lose some, man. Adam Cole's back.
Or just have somebody else introduce him besides Tony.
Yeah.
He says good news, bad news, and he did a pretty decent job of kind of playing up his emotion, because when he said the words that he had to think about never possibly wrestling again, did the little choke up. It's like, oh crap, are we going down this road?
Yeah, I was 50-50 during this. I was like, is he about to retire? Or either that, or he's just about to be like, I struggled and it's time for me to come back.
I was like, he's a really good talker. He might just say something like, I'm still gonna be here at AEW. I'm just gonna find other things to do, like the video game stuff. Maybe join take up commentary, be a manager, here to support Britt. Whatever, there's so many ways it could go.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't want to assume the worst though.
Yeah, because the whole time we were just like, when we were hearing that it's possible that he might not even be able to get medically cleared again, I was just like, I hope the guy is fine. Like whether or not he wrestles, I just hope he, hope he doesn't have lasting and lifelong injuries from it.
Like, he talked about things like waking up and struggling, and how he'd be pacing around, and Britt would ask if he's all right, and he would just look at her, kind of like tear in his eye, like he doesn't know what's happening to him. But like, he was seriously fearful, it sounds like, because it didn't feel like a promo 100% until the very end. It just felt like genuine conversation.
Yeah, like it just felt like he was just genuinely telling us about the struggles from the last few months, which I appreciated it, and it got me. And here, I felt it. I was feeling it.
He talked about, for all these months, it's meant everything to him because wrestling's a relationship. Like, they give energy, he gives a performance, but he needs their energy, and it works together. He says for 6 months, all the fans have been, hoping for his health, happiness, that kind of stuff. Not even necessarily wrestle again, just for him to be healthy. And it meant everything to him, even though he wasn't there giving anything for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then we got the promo.
Yeah. The promo part comes right after. And then he's like, and the bad news is everybody in the locker room better watch out because Adam Cole is back, baby.
Talks about he's going to work his way up, and eventually there's going to be one guy at the top of this mountain, and his name is, and he drops the mic, and the fans start to say it like as they're supposed to be answering it for him, but really he has to stroll back to the center of the ring to do his taunt, and the fans have to like go back to where they were like, yeah. Adam Cole, baby. Like,
but it was dope though. That pop was huge for him.
I'm so happy. So I saw when it was rumored that he was going to be there, I saw some people saying, I wonder how he's going to come back. Like, there's so many ways that could go. People are like, and this one made you happy. He could have altered the end of the main event with the Elite versus that triangle. Like,
yeah.
Like, you could bring him in a number of ways, but honestly, he's one of the best talkers. I'm kind of happy he got to come out and just talk.
I think that was the way to go. This was masterclass promo here.
He actually kicked it off saying, I forget who wants story time, whatever it is, story time with Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, story. You
Who's
guys
ready
for story time? Yeah, you guys ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby?
And it's funny because after,
it felt like he was just telling his friends a story or something.
Because literally after, he just goes, I really wanted to say that tonight. I couldn't wait. It wasn't even necessarily that it fit with the rest of everything he was going to say. He just wanted to be able to say his line in front of the crowd again.
Yeah.
I'm so happy
to see him come back, man.
So happy.
I wonder what they're gonna do with him. Like, what are we gonna like? Are we gonna bring him back with a bang, or is he gonna work his way back up?
So, you know what this means? Whenever they fucking announce an AEW show again by us, we get to go. As long as everything's good, it'll be my first chance to see him in action because our first show was just days after Forbidden Door, where the injury took place.
And then All Out definitely wasn't there.
I want to be able to be in the crowd and throw my hands in the air and yell Adam Cole, baby, with like 10,000 plus other people, damn it.
That would be cool.
I need it. So I need you all to come back here soon, and he needs to be on the card.
Yeah, AEW. It's a new year, and I don't see Detroit on your list yet, so get on that.
And their list is pretty full up until what, about the start of April?
Yep.
So that means at that point you're looking end of April, May. You're talking almost a full year. Quarter. Unless they announce it again soon, you're talking about a full year.
And say AEW second quarter. I'm gonna be looking for a Detroit show.
You know what? At
Like
this
if
point,
I'll be okay with third quarter, but the second quarter, come on.
this at this point we're what 3.5 years in with the company almost. Well, technically with the
Uh,
company 4 years, but with Dynamite and everything else, I think that started in October. We've had one show here. At this point, no. I'm gonna be greedy. I'm gonna be greedy right now. I don't want just a show. I want like what you do in Chicago. Give us the Dynamite, give us the Rampage, give us the pay-per-view. Don't say we weren't one of the best crowds that you have had, because we were, and we know it.
yeah, and like, just think, you come back for a pay-per-view, you can sell out Little Caesars Arena. 20,000. That's gonna be like the second biggest arena they go to.
But remember, they cut off about a fourth of the arena
Okay.
behind the stage and stuff. So that's
Oh
why
yeah.
you can't quite approach the basketball and the hockey numbers.
True. But that was a pretty packed show. I'm just saying. It's just saying.
Don't make me drive 4.5+ hours.
No.
Or don't make us drive to go to a show.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to drive all the way to Chicago again.
Even outside of Chicago, think about it. At this point, they've only done like the Grand Rapids area for like a Dynamite or Rampage / Battle of the Belts.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd be looking into the cities in like Indiana and Ohio. So like the closest major city that I could see them going to drive-wise for us would be as if they went to Cleveland, and even that is
Yeah, that's a bit of a drive. I think Indianapolis is about the same.
then if you go to mid or southern Ohio, then you're talking just as far as Chicago.
Yep. Yeah, and then yeah, if we were talking like Dayton, Cincinnati, then I'd just be like, just go to Chicago. I'll go to Chicago because I like Chicago at least.
We could actually probably get to Buffalo, New York faster than like Chicago. It might actually be close. That'd be interesting. No, you got to drive through Canada a bit more than that.
Yeah, that's not going to be that fast.
If you go through Canada and you want to go to Buffalo, it's actually a shorter drive than going to Chicago. It says 4 hours and 13 minutes.
Well, shit.
We would have look at the name of our channel. There's customs issues we'd have to go through.
Fuck.
Things that will not be clipped and preserved in short form. That comment.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be rough.
All right. Not that this has to be a long thing, because there's really not much to it. This has to be for a story beat. There's no way the Acclaimed are actually getting Hollywood Walk of Fame stars, are they?
Hey, man. They're the Acclaimed. Everyone loves the Acclaimed.
I'd agree with that, but I can't imagine them actually having them.
That seems like, how many wrestlers have a Hollywood star? Like, I feel like there's probably not that many.
I'm guessing The Rock probably has this by now.
Say The Rock probably has one. I would say.
I wouldn't be surprised if Vince has one.
Yeah.
I wonder if Hogan had one or still has one? And do we count Mr. T? I don't think it will.
Oh yeah, Vince has one.
Does Cena?
The Rock. I can't find a list.
Um.
Damn. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be actually written like him out as a giant article, and I don't want that.
Oh. Oh, that's the WWE Hall of Fame. I said how many are on the Walk of Fame. And they told me, they gave me everyone who's in the Hall of Fame. Damn.
I mean, there's a number of people that have one that have been in wrestling, like
Yeah.
Drew Carey, Arnold.
Vince, Rock. Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, there's a lot of really old ones that I saw in this like article thing that has it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna say I just looked at this article from like 2019.
So no on Andre.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it looks like as far like if you go back to 2019, apparently only The Rock and Vince.
So this says with his recent controversies, Hogan is unlikely to, or likely has no chance of getting a star. My biggest question about him was, I'm kind of surprised he didn't have one before he ever had a controversy.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Like those 90s movies, like The Crossover, being one of the most recognizable stars on Earth.
Nope.
Maybe they always knew he was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe everybody knew he was a dickwad the whole time.
But they said the most likely, which I had mentioned, John Cena's probably next. Although, I could actually see Batista possibly beating him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, yeah, he's been in some major box office hits.
And as a major character too.
And yeah, I'm gonna say, and a memorable character from those instead of just like one of the guys from the Suicide Squad the second time around.
Yeah, like Cena getting the Peacemaker show is probably the biggest thing for him. That would even kind of start to put him into that relevancy. I mean, he did a lot of TV stuff and all that, obviously, as a wrestling guy.
Yeah. I remember he was on BET one time when he was still rapper John Cena. It was one of the most awful things I've ever seen in my life.
So apparently the story was him basically being Vanilla Ice at a party back in the day, and that's what kicked that off.
Yeah. And they just ran with that. Good God. Fucking Vince, man. But yeah, the Acclaimed are not about to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. No.
Be interesting.
There's no way.
So who's going to ruin it?
Who's going to ruin them getting the star?
Oh wait, are they done with Triple J?
I hope so. I forgot what they said they were going to do on Rampage. Didn't they say they were going to do something on Rampage?
Yeah, I think that's when they were supposed to be getting the star.
Oh yeah, they're getting the star on Rampage.
And also Walter Hauser. Forgot what his
What?
I forgot what his name was in the Karate
Alter
Kid the
Ego.
show. He was in the segment with him.
Oh yeah. Fat
Stingray
guy from. Oh yeah,
from Cobra
Stingray.
Kai.
That's what his name was. We're talking about. Wasn't that in the Best Friends promo that we're talking about now?
Oh, son of a bitch! Yes, it was.
Yeah. Let's say, wait a minute. Yeah, Stingray was in that. So I guess apparently we're talking about the Best Friends now.
I didn't mean to do that for whatever reason. I was thinking because he also said he'll be showing off his like award on Friday. So I thought it was kind of like it kind of went hand in hand between the two of them.
I thought it was a gift or a present that he said he had.
Oh, because they were asking, they called him a Golden Globe winner.
Oh, maybe he is going to show off some kind of.
Because he said he brought the hardware.
Yeah, but who the fuck wants to see that? It's gonna be something different, obviously.
See, Walk of Fame, guy with the Golden Globe. It all made sense as a connection. I just fucked up.
Yeah, like what are they going to do on Rampage? What is going on here? Because the Acclaimed are not about to get a Hollywood star if no other wrestlers besides The Rock and Vince McMahon have stars. They're not getting stars.
Actually, that brings up a different question altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Who in AEW would be most likely to get a star? Is it Big Show for Captain Insano?
Yeah. Let's say he's got the most recognizable character.
He had that TV show that got canceled.
Hell yeah.
I don't think it lasted long, and he did some kind of. I don't want to say straight to DVD, but it might have been kids movie with WWE.
And I'll tell you what, though, Jamie Hayter's in the AEW commercial.
Jamie Hayter needs to be in everything AEW, and possibly it would be nice if she was the focus of whatever fucking story that they have her in on TV.
Mm-hmm. It really would.
It's time to end the sidekick stuff.
Please. She has outgrown her mentor.
Sad thing is tonight it didn't even feel like he was the sidekick, but at the same time, it's been built up so much over time that until she's not that way, she's going to be viewed that way.
Yeah. So go ahead and get this storyline going, as we've been saying. Like, I don't think Tony Khan is watching enough Top Rope Tokes, because we've been saying this since Jamie Hayter was starting to get into the spotlight, that we need to see the Jamie Hayter Britt feud.
And I think if you're like you're filling it in with other stuff here right now, with the Saraya carrying over from Britt's feud and all that other stuff, but you start to show signs of it because you'd have Britt cut her off in promos and stuff. Like, don't get away from that.
Yeah, keep going with it, because it seems like they start working on that, and then we're fine. And then they start working on it a little bit, and then they forget about it again.
It's like, hey, I'm supposed to be annoyed at you, but we are working as a seamless tag team still.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's doesn't work for me. But Jamie Hayter looked incredible.
I wonder if they're gonna end up trying to lead into like Revolution building up like a massive like 4-way match, which also includes Britt, and that's what kind of starts to kick it off. like Britt screw pulls Jamie out of the win again, like how she did at all up or
So four-way, because all right, so now with everything going on, I feel like Sheeta has to be involved somewhere. So that gives you five.
what if her beef is just with Tony
Hmm.
and they slide somebody else in there?
I feel like there's not enough there.
Or maybe it's just a triple threat then.
Yeah. So I don't. So what?
You could go
Whatever
5.
comes. Yeah, because it seems like they like doing a four-way or something like that for women's matches in pay-per-views. So yeah, if we're going with something along those lines, I think it'd be, I don't know, maybe like the three-way, like Hater, Storm, Sheeta.
I feel like
Hater
you're good.
retains because you know the falling out between Sheeta and Storm kind of ends up being the story of the match, and Jamie Hayter comes out unscathed.
After that, is it just Britt going, hey, you basically have just already beaten everybody else in that match in the last couple, so it's my
And
time
then,
now?
yeah, yeah, because I don't know. I don't care if Saraya gets a shot at any time come in the near future.
Just obviously
Like she needs to be built up for me.
that's what kind of sucks is that with Jamie being pulled into this and not even her as the champion being the focus.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find it. But kind of why you talk about she does very early in the match, everyone's outside of the ring fighting around ringside, and she comes down looking all angry with her kendo stick.
She looks real. I don't know. Something about it. I think this is how you know I'm toxic, because when Sheeta looks angry, that is when she is her hottest. She came walking down to that ring looking upset, and I was like, you want to talk about it? I'll talk about it with you if you want.
She had that like scowl looking just on her face.
Yeah.
But
I would like for her, if she's gonna go heel, then I would like for her to do like a Yakuza kind of thing. Cause she's kind of like, she wore the suit today.
mm-hmm.
She already carries a kendo stick.
does
I think that would be kind of cool.
does she find all handful of wrestlers on like Elevation and Dark who are shorter than her, make them all dress up in suits too, and that's her thing? But like the inverse, so like if her suit is red with black underneath, then they all have to wear black suits with red underneath. She is the boss. She is the final battle.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love that. Sheeta is a mob boss. Got it.
Hey, in the movies I've seen, they're usually pretty dressed up nice over there in Yakuza.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. A guy can dream, man. A guy can dream.
Now, I still hate the end spot.
Yeah. Yeah, the end spot was bad.
Oh, actually,
it was real bad.
You know what? There's one thing before that I'd like to say. We talked about Jamie being the focus. The one time that she got a focus, she was getting her ass whooped around the ring by Saraya. I was like, this is your champion, and you're just treating her like a small child for a couple of minutes here.
Yeah. Man, she looked good still in this. It's just they're clearly wanting Saraya to look like she can beat anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside that, obviously strong. He's still the
But yeah,
champ.
Jamie Hayter makes every move look amazing. Like, it looks like she actually hits hard. And then Britt be looking like she don't even try. Like, she looks like she was just like contractually obligated to show up, and she just did that today.
There's sometimes that she'll throw like a forearm and then she'll just kind of do like her stumble away. And it doesn't look so much as a supple as a like, whatever. But yeah, that final spot. I thought I was crazy when I saw it, and then they gave me the replay.
Yeah.
What did Cheetah do?
Commentary tried to explain it to make it make sense, but no. So Sheeta takes the kendo stick when both Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter are down on the mat. And she takes the kendo stick. Jamie is kind of on the far side. Toni is like closer to her. So and then Sheeta's like right here. So what does she do with the kendo stick? Instead of giving it to Toni Storm, who could reach it if she just reached her arm out to her, she slid it in the middle of both of them, like directly in the middle, so you have no idea who she's giving it to you. It's just like a, hey, whoever wants to grab it can use it.
Not only that, but the way Jamie was laying, her feet were towards Sheeta. Toni was laying like sideways, but also still tilted more towards Sheeta, where literally with her arms out on her back like this, her arm is going right towards the ropes that Sheeta's next to.
Yeah.
It's that bad.
Commentary's saying, oh, that's not what Sheeta wanted to happen. She wanted to give the kendo stick to Toni Storm. I'm like, did she really want to give it to Toni?
Right.
It didn't. Her actions, like her face may have said, oh, I wanted to give it to Toni, my bad. But her actions said, here, use it. Whoever wants it, go ahead.
It was directly in between the middle of them.
It was like directly in the middle, like not closer to either one of them at all.
So good job at centering. But honestly, it was basically at Toni's feet, and it's kind of running alongside Jamie's leg, like up towards her body. It clearly, like, if you threw it a few inches further and a few inches more to the left, you're basically throwing it into Jamie's hands.
Yep. Yeah, that was a weird spot there at the end.
But he acts so surprised after, like, what did I do?
Yeah. And I'm like, come on. If you were trying to help Toni Storm, first off, you're a babyface and you don't do interference.
Maybe that's why she was bad at it.
Help her, yeah, there we go. That's how we explain it. She's such a babyface that she doesn't know how to interfere properly. There we go. All right, now it makes sense.
Oh, it gets better though, because I just remembered neither of them grabbed the kendo stick. Britt gets in there, grabs it, whacks Toni, chucks it out of the ring, and then Jamie hits the haterade for the win.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It was so weird.
Just the ending, man.
Outside that, it was a good match.
It was solid. Like I said, Britt is lazy, and I must stand on that hill because she looked real lazy today. But yeah, other than that, good match. I like Toni Storm in this match. I usually am indifferent about her. I liked Saraya in this match. This was my first time like being like, okay, I'm starting to feel something from you.
I feel like the focus was definitely on her and Jamie, which is also why I'm leaning towards I'm like this title match is coming at some point soon.
Yeah. Yeah. If they, I mean, they should try to push it up to Revolution, but I don't know. That's a while still, too.
Man,
2 months. That's good build.
I keep thinking about how they make such a big focus talking about February 8th setting up for Revolution that I keep thinking Revolution February, and I had to keep stopping and telling myself no, it's March.
Yes, not until March. Dog. So this match though, bro, about the end of it. Or about the not happening of the end of it, because you were saying it before. You were like, this would be perfect timing for Sheeta to do her heel turn, you know, take out Tony and Saraya, and then Mercedes debuts and saves their asses. I was like, I was like, I kind of like that idea. I hope that's what happens here, but nah.
Right.
Mercedes not in AEW.
Because it's one of those things. It's fun to speculate on, but
yeah,
you also have to look for, are there even like dots to connect?
Right.
So
like could it happen even? Like would it? At this point, I don't think so. But
it's like, hey, they've made a couple mentions of her, like references to her over the weeks before. You made Sheeta mad. She comes down in the middle of the match. She doesn't even come out there in the beginning, like with them. Looking angry. Who's she gonna be angry with right now? It'd be Saraya and Tony. So it was set up. It kind of made sense that, like, okay, it could happen.
Yeah, I would have been super excited about it. Super excited. But it's all good though.
Those companies like to work together and stuff, and you should get the chance to travel at some point. So even if it's not exclusively, I wouldn't be surprised to see her down the road, obviously.
Yeah, it's like I feel like we'll get an appearance or maybe even a couple out of her eventually, now that she's working with New Japan. Since,
is she a pay-per-view moment?
New Japan. Is she a pay-per-view moment?
Like after the championship match at the pay-per-view comes out face to face with the champion, just kind of be like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah. I think that would be a cool moment. I mean, that's what she did with New Japan.
I mean, it happens and I mean, you see it all the time in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's essentially how New Japan tells their stories, and that's kind of how AEW, similarly, not really with the DQ finishes or anything. Everything happens after the fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's how I expect, like, half of the AEW debuts to happen now.
Ooh.
Although,
what if
at least for the men's part of the roster, they need to leave the hiring alone for a minute. We're stacked.
So what if she comes in at a pay-per-view where Saraya's in the title picture? I don't care if she wins or loses. I don't care in this scenario. Just kind of talk about the after effect. She shows up. She confronts Saraya, winner or loser, doesn't matter. Or sorry, no, she comes out there and she, Saraya thinks she has help. She turns on her. Jamie ends up, she's sliding over as a face sometime. So you're gonna only have like Britt and Jade as like your big time heels and you're building up Athena, that would give you a major heel who's still gonna get cheered right off the bat to go along with all these baby faces.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely welcome it. Like I said, the women's roster could still definitely use some help, but don't add any more men. It's there's not enough time to go around for the men right now.
Unless you really want to start hot potatoing that title, which I enjoy the stories that we get with these championship runs usually, or at least building up to title changes.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see it hot potatoes so much. But that's the only way you could do it if you have like 27 main eventers on your roster.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I got way off topic of what we were talking about, but yeah, just
it's okay.
Stop.
I got this. Speaking of main eventers, Konosuke Takeshita faced Bryan Danielson. That's one main eventer and one who should be.
Yes, a main eventer and a guy who puts on main event matches.
Listen,
start of the shows.
Within 1 year, I want to see him as a guy that you could legitimately see in the title picture. Within 2 years, the dude should be competing at a level where he's like, are you the next Kenny Omega?
He's that good in the ring, man. Yeah.
Like, I want to see him face Okada, but Okada, when there's enough behind Takeshita to actually think he could win.
Hmm. 1 second.
All right. So, after Takeshita gets to come out, make his entrance to the ring, instead of going right to Danielson's entrance, we get MJF coming out. He's been looking at what people are saying about Takeshita online. The fans, they really seem to like him. But honestly, MJF hasn't seen a lick of his work. Nothing. He's like, and you know what? Your name's on tip of my tongue. I'm sorry. It's right there. It's take a shit. Which I feel bad because when I first said I remember it, like the first episode or two that he showed up in AEW, that's kind of how I had to remember it. But he says he hopes he doesn't shit his pants tonight because he really, really needs him to beat Danielson tonight. At some point, Takeshita gets the mic and he says something in Japanese, and MJF goes a super heel route, saying they're in the US. We speak American.
Yeah, he said we speak American here. And I was like, what is this, 1985? Although that would have been a babyface promo in 1985.
I was going to say, try more like 20 years ago in Texas.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, that would have been a babyface promo still. They'd have been like, yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Tell him.
True.
You tell him.
True. Locally, yes. The rest of the country would be fucking cringing.
Yeah. No, but yeah, he says, we speak American here. And Takeshita says, I said, kiss my ass. Oh, like, yeah, Takeshita speaks English.
And he loves Cinnabon.
And he loves Cinnabon. That's why he came back. Cinnabon's dog.
He's never leaving America now.
You can't deny it. Cinnabon's type.
Then MJF talks about how people think that he's afraid of Danielson in the 1 hour Iron Man match. Like, he can't last. He can
even though he was
last.
afraid of Takeshita and had him kicked out of the ring,
Oh yeah, even though
which
Takeshita
is
was out there
weird
for
to
his
me.
match.
Yeah, he interrupted Takeshita's match and got him kicked out of the ring. I
But
was like, I was like, white privilege is a thing in wrestling too.
I think
What?
now the fucked up part is he started talking about like getting him fined and stuff, but really, because
Yeah,
Aubrey's mannerisms and her gestures throughout the whole thing kind of seem more like a just chill out, let him run his mouth for a couple minutes. It's not worth it. Let's get to your match.
yeah, yeah. That's what it was. Like that's what her face said to me too. Just like, just deal with it. Just deal with it.
Like there are so many eye rolls and like sighs on her part. Like, can you be done now?
It's all right. Let Takeshi get his title shot next.
Why? All he does is lose. Just like
All he
tonight,
does is
he
lose,
lose.
no matter what.
Uh,
If he wins, it's on dark. That's the only reason why I watch his dark matches every time, because he's gonna win on dark. Like that's the only time he wins. I think he won on Rampage recently, but he ain't winning on no Dynamite though.
yeah.
Hell no.
So, as far as MJF talk about being afraid of the 1 hour, he makes the low hanging fruit joke of ask your girlfriend, ask your wife, ask your sister.
Yeah, yeah, that was whack.
Starts to go. I mean, it's just the obvious joke, but then goes go into his catchphrase, and now Danielson decides to interrupt him. If you could have did this 5 minutes sooner, we could have had a whole lot more of a really good match.
Yeah, because holy shit, this was a great match.
Should I just put the graphic up?
Yeah. This whole match is the hit of the night now.
Because there was something in this that was, oh yeah,
Yeah. That spot, like you can just, well, I'll just get that out of the way right now. So, Danielson gets Takeshita in a roll up pin situation here. Somehow, Takeshita rolls out of it and picks him up and does like almost, it's like a tombstone Trent Beretta thing out of a roll-up pin, and I'm never gonna see that again unless if I replay that. I guarantee it. Holy shit! What was that?
yeah.
I feel like I still didn't describe it properly.
Fake tombstone, but if the legs weren't up, but instead he had them like cradled into his arms. That's why I say it's almost like the closest thing I can think of is a front side version of Trent's Strong Zero.
Yeah, but you could call it the fanny pack.
Yes. That is awesome. It's literally only the second note I have on this match because honestly I feel like Takeshita was able to hit his best ever looking Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yes.
That
was a candidate for hit of the night until that happened.
It was a beautiful one.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Danielson's head snapped off the back, like off the mat and everything. I thought, oh, that was a great move. Every move he does perfectly though.
See, I was gonna say something similar along those lines. Like everyone, his German suplex is supposed to be the most beautiful German suplex. This Blue Thunder Bomb looked better than his German suplex tonight. It was that damn good.
Yeah. Like what? I don't know what he's doing. Like, is he constantly in the ring training? Because how does he make he does the same moves as everyone else, but they just look better.
So, just thinking back to Regal saying it, he talked about Takeshita with high praise for like training and stuff. So I would not be surprised.
Yeah. He must be training a lot. Yeah.
That lariat off the top rope. It just was like a power man's version of like a Spanish fly almost, because Danielson did a straight back look.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, we need to stop watching Takeshita lose, man. He's too good to keep losing. Stop doing this. Stop doing this to him. Stop doing this to us. We want to see Takeshita win some matches.
You know what?
On television,
because
not on YouTube.
Because I haven't watched the YouTube stuff. Are they still doing the whole Don Callis watching him all the time thing?
You know, it's been a minute since he's actually, since Takeshita has been on there, but I'm pretty sure Don Callis was watching him last match on Dark.
Like, start to pull the trigger on that. Don Callis is on the show. Just have a quick 30-second backstage video of like Don Callis walking up to him and saying something, or like start to give us a story so that way we can actually believe he could win a match.
Something. Because they're keeping him as this like attraction for us. Like, hey, we needed another good match for this card, so guess what? We're gonna let you see Takeshita lose again.
He's a Serpentico for main eventers.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a Yeah, that's so sad. It's so sad.
Takeshita did a really nice looking springboard like senton, but unfortunately Danielson was able to get his knees up, put that into the label lock, but that didn't work. Ended up with elbows and all that other good stuff, and one with Regal stretch.
Yeah. As Takeshita was supposedly out before the stretch even started, really. So yeah, apparently everybody just puts him to sleep. He goes to sleep. Like, he loves to take naps in the ring. He's a ring napper, and
so
I want him to take less naps in the ring.
So if you haven't figured out from the thread of this video before we ever got to the end, we told you probably about 1 million times, he lost tonight. And it sucks.
Like, we all know that Danielson is not going to lose until he faces MJ, most likely here. Or I guess he can lose after February 8th. But he won't still.
I love how commentary was trying to justify it too. They were saying like, oh, he has to go through the top 5 and wrestle all these. I'm like, clearly it's not the top 5.
Top 5 if he's losing off. Although if they're saying everything reset, then he hasn't lost this year.
They'll still take him into consideration with rankings at the start of the new year, because it's not like NFL standings where it's like if you win you move up, if you lose you move down necessarily. Like, who you face matters. It's more like college football in the ranking system. 11-1 versus a 12-0 kind of situation. Quick thing. You want to know what we're getting on Friday night on Rampage?
Wrestling.
Rock hard Juice Robinson.
Hell yeah. My boy Juice is bringing the juice. He's gonna make some juice out of Darby on Friday. He said he's here to kick ass. And speaking of that, I want Darby Allin for the TNT title.
Right, because he's always talking about this open challenge. But honestly, it's Darby. If you want to shock people with a title change that doesn't really matter, do it right here. Give me more Rock Hard.
Yeah, more Rock Hard, please. I love Juice Robinson, dude. He's so cool. Oh man, but that'll be a fun match though. Although it's going to be a Darby match.
So he's going to get his ass kicked.
Get his ass kicked. And then Flurry win.
I mean, I'm room for Rock Hard Juice Robinson.
Yeah, let's go Rock Hard. I like Rock Hard.
All right, so I actually want to buy his Rock Hard Club shirt, the Bullet Club shirt. I just want to wear tonight, but I also want to see if they have any cool shirts for Jamie for the Hater Hits Hard. 'Cause I feel like you could do a pretty good design with that.
Yeah. Just as long as they don't do an HHH thing.
Oh shit, it would say that way. Because if you did the
Yeah.
Hater Hits Hard, where it's a giant square, kind of.
Yeah, it would have to be like off-centered, just so that it wouldn't like be HHH. It would have to be like I don't know, like Hater would have to be big, and then Hits would have to be like smaller, and then Hard could be bigger.
What if they do the whole hits with the line in the between, like a certain shirt that we've seen / worn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of where you said like hits as a smaller thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have like a picture of her as a silhouette over top. I don't. I have to take a look, but I want the Rock Hard Club shirt or Rock Hard Club shirt. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm in the Rock Hard Club, I think.
This is gonna take a second.
Yeah, I'm joining that Rock Hard Club though.
Do we even need to talk about JAS and Starks besides the fact that Starks versus Hager is happening on Friday?
It's very important to note that Hager loves his hat.
Wait, was that Friday? No, that was next week, Dynamite, right?
Yeah, Dynamite. Yeah, Ricky's moved up to Dynamite only now, I think.
So I'll give you a couple of things, since this is where you kind of were like, I don't give a fuck. They were happy about Hager putting Starks through a table. Couple lines. Andretti, when it comes out, Garcia at some point kind of jumped at, like snapped, grabbed the mic and started talking, and Andretti goes, "Did you get permission from your babysitter, Sammy, to say something?"
Snap.
But then he talks about, but you know what? It's no surprise though. Sammy can't control you. He can't even control his wife, or where his wife puts her hands anyway. Because last week they were in between my legs because she low blowed him. I'm like, that's an interesting way to say she took your ass down, but okay.
I like it. That's a good spin on that. Yeah. Like, let me just tell you the part where she was between my legs.
It was all up in my business.
Mhm.
But those were really the big ones.
Okay. I dig it.
Besides, you know,
And Hater loves his hat.
there's a whole crew right off of ringside wearing purple hats. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could see purple hats throughout the crowd, like scattered. The Hager's hat thing is getting hot.
Oh crap!
Everybody wants a Hager hat.
That reminds me of the other shirt, or not shirt to get. I never ordered no foam fingers.
Oh them scissor fingers either. Even though there's just a peace sign.
So before we get to the main event, we had Hook teaming up with Jungle Boy. They made a point to say that Hook, this is only like his third tag team match. And Jungle Boy, of course, has been a champion. And then on the other side, the worst name in all of wrestling with Big Bill and Lee Moriarty.
Big Bill. All right, I'm trying to let it go. I'm just trying to let it go because they are sticking with it.
Oh yeah.
Big fucking Bill.
If I can have a gimmick, I'm gonna have a gimmick. So the only downside, one big downside to this card being entirely stacked, besides some matches having not as much time as you would like them to. If I see Stokely on my TV, I want him to at least have 30 seconds on the microphone.
Yeah. I was a little sad that I got to see Stokely but didn't get to hear him.
That's the only downside.
Yeah, he's Stokely on the mic is gold every time. No, Stokely on the mic is platinum every time.
And literally, I say 30 seconds because 30 seconds with him could be the most memorable thing of the night.
That's all he needs. That is all he needs. Whether it's going to be a Boondocks reference or who knows. Fucking Stokely.
But early on, Stokely ends up hooking Jungle Boy's leg, and Jungle Boy turns around and goes to do a dive to the outside and hit Stokely, but he kind of ran into a brick wall, didn't he, Range?
Yeah, he did make Big Bill like take at least one step back. So there was that. Good try. But he got caught by the throat.
Yeah, held him up to reminisce of the chokeslam before, like he was going to do it on the apron.
Hook, I never want to see that again.
He hit like a drop kick through the rope, baseball slide kind of maneuver to kind of break it up. They called it a drop kick. It didn't really feel like a super, like it kind of felt like a mix of those two.
It was a kick thing. It was a kick maneuver. Yes.
Because he slid right to the outside with it.
Yeah. But he kick maneuvered the shit out of him. So
he hit him with his feet.
He made contact with him with his feet. Yeah.
So outside of that, the only thing really had is with the assistance of Jungle Boy, like hitting Big Bill. Hook is able to hit a T-bone on Big Bill, send him outside of the ring before Jungle Boy is able to lock in the snare trap on Moriarty.
He did. So I've seen. I feel like I don't know if I've seen Jungle Boy and Lee Moriarty in the ring together before this, but I like those two in a match. Like a singles match.
If you had to have, it would have been the most random thing.
Yeah, that short bit they had was nice.
Because remember, outside of up until real recent, Jungle Boy was always in a tag team, so Moriarty would have had to been with somebody on that kind of way.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone that known him to have teamed with, so until now.
Yeah. I don't know. Do that singles match there, please. Yeah. I want it.
Because we know it definitely feels at some point that we're going to head back to the whole, because justice for Moriarty, we're going to get that second Hook Moriarty match at some point. And, that's Hook's best match to date. So I'm happy for that. Like, it has to happen. But yeah, throw that one in there sometime soon here too.
Yes, please. Because Moriarty is that dude can move.
And because his strengths matches Hook's strengths, it actually makes Hook a whole lot less dominant too.
Yeah. Yeah, like he actually looks like he's giving Hook a run for his money a little bit, whereas everyone else gets squashed for 5 minutes. um,
I gotta move, but I think my blanket's underneath the wheels. Didn't want to go.
question.
What's up?
This was a short, quick match. I didn't catch who ate the pin here.
Moriarty was trapped in the snare trap.
Oh, Moriarty got the snare trap. Because I think I walked in the kitchen very briefly and it was already over.
Yeah, it was like right after the T-bone suplex, basically.
I was like, damn, all I did was walk. Like, I didn't even get a chance to get water yet, and it was over. Damn. But, yeah, like everything else on this card, nothing got enough time. It felt very, very apparent. And are we moving on to the main event?
Yeah.
That's a good segue, because speaking of matches that didn't get enough time,
the main event of the evening was the match number 7 of the best of 7 series between the Elite and Death Triangle in a, how do you say it in Spanish?
Escalera de la Muerte.
There we go. The ladder match, but apparently they just jumped right to throwing all the tables out there too.
Because it's a death ladder match, Jeremy. It's not a ladder match. It's a death ladder match.
Well,
it's different.
Some people choose to die one way, some people choose to die another, which is why I saved my hardest hit of the night for one of the thing I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. Kenny Omega did his Terminator run and dive over the top rope to a table that was at ringside, but Pac moved out of the way, and Kenny put himself through the table by jumping over the top rope. You know, I've seen it in the corners with like spears where somebody dodges it, that kind of thing. Not sure I've ever seen somebody put themselves through a table this way, though.
I don't think so either. That was and the whole time I'm thinking about his back, because I'm old. I was like, my back hurts right now just looking at what happened.
Plus, at this point, commentary had already talked about, because you could see it on his eyes still a little bit, his battle that he had with Will Ospreay, and then traveling from Japan. Like, his body had to already be hurting.
Yeah, because I watched that match between him and Will Ospreay. And I wish I didn't know the outcome.
That's the only thing I'd change.
If I didn't know the outcome of the match, probably best match I've ever watched. Like, most memorable, if I didn't already know the outcome.
And they said they held back.
Mm-hmm.
They held back because of the fact that they know they're going to have more matches and they want to build to something bigger.
Wow. Yeah, see, I didn't even know about that, but if these two held back, I saw Will Ospreay's body after.
Oh yeah.
No home. But yeah, he looked like he was beat the fuck up. Like, if they said they got more, just don't end up in the hospital, guys.
I don't think it's necessarily Morris and crazy. I think it might be more in terms of they have long-term story planned with just their matches. Like how they'll grow from 1 to 1. Like, will Ospreay be the first person to kick out of Kenny's one-winged angel? like they might use like a story beat like that, or do they pull even and now Osprey destroys, like he beats Kenny, or is the story that Osprey's going to keep trying and has to surpass Kenny? I don't like. They'll try to make a story out of it in just the ring, as well as do different types of crazy things.
Yeah. Cause good God, yeah, I'm getting off track talking about that match because this was a great match tonight. I just wish it had gotten enough time for me to be like, oh my God.
Every promo could have been cut in half tonight, and they would have been able to give a couple more minutes every match, and would have made a huge difference.
Yep. Yeah, because this match getting less than 15 minutes wasn't cool. But
When
they made it work though.
When it would have probably been a 25 to 30 match on a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say this would have been 25 minimum on pay-per-view.
And depending on how the card's shaking out and what's the hottest matches, if it's given one of those like high main event spots, it might go even a bit longer. But
yeah, the holy spots.
Right
There's
off.
so many.
Yeah, because like right after Pac moved out of the way for Kenny going through a table, he was resting up against another table, and Matt jumped off the turnbuckle and like cross-bodied him through the table that's right next to it.
Yep.
That was the first commercial break.
I don't have a ton of notes on this one. I just sat back and watched. But
I just remember some of those holy shit spots that you were mentioning.
I'm gonna say there was some holy shits in there. I remember there was Nick did a 450 onto was it Penta?
He did through Penta from
the table.
Yep.
Yeah, through Penta on a table.
Inside the ring to out, by the way.
Yeah, inside the ring, outside the ring. Through a table. Holy fuck. I mean, there was like a quick sequence right there because I think that didn't something else happen right there?
Right after that, I think is when Kenny went to go into the ring to start to climb, and Pac grabbed the hammer and smashed his hand.
Okay, yeah, that's what came up next. Pac finally brought that hammer out. You know the hammer had to come out for this.
Oh yeah. I mean, there were some more normal ones. Like it kind of feels crazy to think that's tame, but Matt did his locomotive Northern Lights suplexes with the final one landing on the ladder that's propped up in the corner. Like those ones, like you kind of expect those ones now. So there's a lot more than what we just said. Ugly things.
Yeah.
Fear factor on the bridge ladder.
That fear factor on the ladder. Yeah, that one. Because if you don't get his head between the rungs of the ladder, you just broke his neck.
Well, I think when you land that, you kind of do like a pile driver where your body's lower than his head.
Oh yeah.
But then Kenny actually on that same bridge ladder lifts up Phoenix and does a one-winged angel off of it. Then while he's on the mat is when Pac goes for the Black Arrow, but Kenny gets his knees up, so now Phoenix is down and Pac is out of the ring. Kenny is able to slowly climb up, and I wasn't sure what the heck was going on because it feels like he was stalling for them to get up and stop him.
Yeah, I thought somebody was either gonna stop him or he was like hoping that the Bucks were coming with him or something. Like maybe he didn't want to grab him on his own.
Yeah.
And then they mentioned earlier that, you know, as long as one belt has been grabbed, then it's a win.
So then he starts fighting with him, but he eventually pulls one down. And at this point, it's at least a minute or so after 10. So we were kind of surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Back at home, you figured this would have had the big celebration live on TV, right?
Right. No. I guess because they won the belts already before, maybe.
True, I'm trying to think.
But
Well,
yeah, Kenny grabs the belts.
Darby was a 2-time champion, and he got a big celebration when he just won the title.
Yeah. It's been a long time since Darby's had the belt, though.
Listen,
They had the belts like 5 months ago.
listen. In that time, they're almost people tried to kick him out of their own damn company that they built. Celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
No. One of my favorite nights, and then we get back to the hotel and fucking see everything else going on. And it's like, man, this was an amazing trip.
Yeah, this was cool. Now this company, we don't know what's happening now.
Yeah, it's burned into the ground. We went to a pay-per-view.
Like, yeah, we were like, oh shit. Like it's falling apart. Your top stars have fallen out. They have all gotten suspended. Never going to Chicago again.
ECW for life, where we have no idea if any stories are going on whatsoever.
Yeah. We just know that people are gonna bleed.
Yeah, that's why Mox fits in so well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Mox's story. I wonder if he's gonna bleed on vacation.
He's gonna just
gonna take a little slash just to remember what it feels like.
So what'll happen is they go to take a trip, and he purposely forgets to pack like his electric shaver. So even though he has all the money, he could just go buy a cheap one. He decides, no, I'm just gonna buy a pack of these old school razors, just so he has the excuse of I cut myself shaving.
Yeah, I like that story. He cut himself shaving.
But John,
mostly bleeding on vacation.
what facial hair do you have on your forehead? Now that would be the fun one. I can't even think of anything for it. But he's like, oh, you see, I'm going
like,
bald.
I was trying to go for the head, and I missed, and I'm busted wide open.
Like me, he's probably like, it's getting really thin up here. I have a couple of stragglers that, they just don't fit in anywhere, so they kind of gotta go.
Yeah. Poor guy.
As he always gotta bleed, though. Almost didn't happen tonight.
It was so close. It was so close to the end. That was like, what was that, like 10 seconds before the finish?
I was like, it was definitely within like the last minute, because they were in a strike fest and then they kind of fell down and then he had to hit the buckshot.
Because, yeah, he got the strike, like at the end of the strike fest, he starts bleeding. And then he gets hit with the buckshot. So probably like 20 seconds.
So,
But in the last 20 seconds of that match, he finally bleeds.
but speaking of the end, it is midnight. I don't think we've missed anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, because, the name of our show says we fuck up sometimes.
Ortiz want to fight the House of Black on Friday.
Oh yeah, they got their match.
But they also don't trust each other.
Basically the same story. Now,
Yeah.
on the plus side, that means we don't have a 3-minute long House of Black video that makes only 50% sense.
Yeah. So, who are they going to face? Because it's just two of them.
I If I had to take a
'Cause-
guess from graphic card, because my guess is Brody and Malachi.
Okay. Yeah, the ones with the tattoos.
It depends. I'm trying to remember because I saw something recently, or I heard something recently, where they referred to them as Kings of the Black Throne, and I feel like that's usually what they always said for those specific two. Has Buddy teamed
I
up
think
with any
so.
of them? As just a two-person
I
team?
don't think so.
Okay.
Mm. All I know is I want Danhausen to call them House of Black Tattoos and House of Black No Tattoos.
I saw an interaction between them about like Dax saying, "Yeah, thanks a lot for getting that started," and I want to be like, "I was there and I loved it." Oh, it's because they were
Like an
referencing,
FTR ball.
yeah, because they were referencing back to the clip of
FTR hair.
Danhausen revealing them as the tag partners at the
Yeah.
Blood and Guts one. So it was a clip back. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's where it started," or whatever. I'm like, I'll forever have that clip on our YouTube, and I love it.
Yeah. I love it. Now Dax is forever going to be FTR ball.
He's like, "Yeah, Hook came out. I don't know where he was earlier. My team with FTR bald and FTR hair, but I'm glad they were there." I've watched it back so many times. I don't know if you go back to watch any of them, but it's for me, it's for the most part, it's the clip of me screaming like a child when MJF is returning.
I've seen that one like an unhealthy amount of times, I think.
Oh yeah, I
It
forgot.
used to give me goosebumps. Now I just laugh when I hear myself in the background.
I can't remember. I feel like it's got to be in a clip somewhere, or maybe it wasn't. But I think there's one of them that has Jade going to the ring, and you can hear yourself going, "Jade, I love you."
Yep.
Um,
I want her to notice me. That's all.
don't really
That's
care.
all. Like, Jade, you need a new manager.
Sometimes,
You know,
just for the beginning, I'll get the or no, the one that goes "fuck him up, daddy, fuck him up" from All Out.
yeah.
It still makes me laugh a little bit. That Danhausen with FTR went during the reveal just because that pop was really good too.
That was a huge pop.
Yeah. Those are probably the big ones that go back.
Yeah, because that's what makes me remember how hot FTR was in the beginning of 2022. Because holy shit, like I knew people loved FTR, but being at that show and hearing how loud that crowd got for FTR, because that might have almost been the loudest pop of the night.
Also, it was also the debut of Orange Cassidy's new music / old music,
Yeah.
Blood and Guts. That one I can't really remember. Those are probably the big ones. It was a fun year. We only started trying to go for 6 months. In Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Say AEW, you guys better get some stuff happening around, because that might be the only one I do.
What's that?
Even though I'm gonna say, although that's Memorial Day weekend, I have two loves that take place that weekend.
Oh yeah.
So it depends. It's gonna depend on how my money is. If my money is real funny, I'm gonna stay home and go to Movement. If
I'm,
money's looking good, then Vegas.
I
But
forgot
I've
him.
already started saving.
I just remember because we were talking about the show, like them coming back here sooner, and I completely blipped on that whole idea. But then again, we were talking about not driving to like Chicago and further away. We want them here, so it didn't really fit.
Yeah, come here. Like, look, the Inkster complex has a really great arena. Or
Out by, I mean,
high velocity.
that would be a GCW place.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not, because there'd be too much other shit going on and kids around.
Yeah.
CompuWare in Plymouth?
CompuWare would be a little large for GCW, but I think that'd be okay for like an AEW Rampage show.
Okay, do the next Rampage and Battle of the Belts there.
Yeah.
It's a lot closer than Grand Rapids.
But yeah, if it's a Dynamite, I feel like you would probably have to go bigger. Because I mean, granted, it was the first one for AEW, but still, there was a lot of fucking people.
Wait, how did we... Labor Day weekend, we drove Saturday, we came back Monday, right?
Yeah.
So did not take any days off of work. All right.
Nope.
I'm already thinking about next year, or this year now.
Yeah. That did work out pretty well, as neither of us had to take any days off. And then we had like the rest of Monday to chill because we left early Monday.
I think I would try to use the PTO day on Fridays this year. If I did it over again, go down there for Friday. Maybe we can throw Rampage into the mix too.
We can get Rampage in there. Yeah.
And then there's probably the chances of other shows that we could have did like Saturday afternoon. Like if we wanted to really go wrestling crazy. Or, we could actually do a touristy thing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, or we can actually do Chicago.
What if next year we kick off the season? No, because the football season wouldn't start for another week. I was gonna say, what if the Lions happen to be playing in Chicago to kick off the season next year? But that would still be a full week later.
Yeah, no, not. I couldn't do that. I only get 5 vacation days.
Oh no,
for an entire year.
No, I was saying like if the Lions had the 1:00 game on the same day as All Out, go downtown until that game ends, get back at like 6, grab some food, go to the arena.
That would be fun and death.
It would be a very long day. And
if it's a 1:00 game, I would be like, we have to rush back and take a nap. Or else All Out would just be like me being like, yay.
We'd have no voice at the start of All Out.
Yay. Anyways,
people buy us tickets and just make our lives easier.
Yeah. Buy us tickets.
Subscribe.
You want us to go.
Like. Help us grow so we can, kind of justify spending more money on. It's easier to go broke on something when you see the results.
Yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm sleepy.
Oh,
so we're gonna call it a night.
And we will see you on Friday.
Yeah, we will. Be back.